Today, we're gonna go through my Goodreads TBR. I have been using Goodreads for over 10 years, and my want to read shelf on Goodreads is out of control. The way that I use Goodreads is anytime I see a book that even remotely sounds interesting, has a cover that is semi-attractive, is reviewed by someone that I trust, I just add it to my little want to read shelf. And I have never gone through it and actually taken a look at what's on there. So there are 1,454 books on my want to read shelf, which is crazy. It's very overwhelming. I have a very hard time finding things, sorting through all of it. So I thought today we would make an attempt at cleaning it out, going through, deleting things, seeing what is on there that I actually am still interested in. And we're gonna see how much of it I can get through today. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort it by date added, and we're gonna go to the earliest books, because like I said, I've been using my Goodreads for such a long time, and I'm sure there's things that I added to it 10 years ago that I have no interest in reading now. Okay, like I said, we're gonna sort this on date added, and just start from the oldest. So it looks like, very ironically, the oldest book that I have on my want to read shelf is The Winds of Winter by George R.R. Martin, which is supposed to be the 6th book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. I added this on November 25th, 2015, so almost 10 years ago, and the book is not out yet. Still not out. I'm actually going to keep this one on here. I just think it's funny. I will keep this as the oldest book on my want to read shelf until it is published or I die. These two are on my physical TBR. Anything that says physical TBR, that is my TBR tackle stuff, and I do frequently go through and unhaul things from there, so all of those are gonna stay. The first thing I see that I don't know what it is Under the Pendulum Sun. So this says it's a gothic fantasy historical fiction horror. Sounds good. Catherine's brother has disappeared in Arcadia, legendary land of the magical fae. Ooh, desperate for news of him, she makes a perilous journey. She finds herself alone and isolated in a sinister house. Ooh, okay, this actually sounds really good. Also, the cover is giving. I love this cover. I've had this on my TBR for a long time. We're gonna keep it. Actually, that sounds really, really good. I've had it since 2017. Unmasked by the Marquess by Cat Sebastian. This is a historical romance. And from what I know about Cat Sebastian, a lot of her, or almost all of her historical romances are queer. I've read a few of them. This one, ooh, it looks like this might be trans rep. I'm not sure. I will keep it. I have liked Cat Sebastian in the past, so we will keep that. Okay, this book right here has no cover, which is not a good sign. Children of the River Ghost, a YA horror novel in which 16-year-old Katie, reeling from bullying after her last relationship, moves to New Mexico and falls for a mysterious, beautiful girl who may be the ghost of La Llorona? Wait, there's a Goodreads librarian note that says this book does not seem to be located anywhere. That is so tragic because this sounds so good. What do you mean, a YA sapphic horror about La Llorona? Huh? Where are you? Oh my god. That is so sad that it doesn't exist. Alright, so we will get rid of that one. That is very upsetting. The next one I see not on my physical TBR is The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. This one is a horror historical fiction. That is promising. So she gets married. She believes she's destined for a life of luxury, but pregnant and widowed just weeks after their wedding. Her only company is her husband's awkward cousin. Inside their new home lies a locked door, beyond which is a painted wooden figure that bears a striking resemblance to Elsie herself. The residents of the estate are terrified of the figure, but Elsie tries to shrug this off as simple superstition until she notices the figure's eyes following her. Okay, that sounds really good. The reviews all look promising. All right, we will keep that one. The Strings of Murder. I don't remember this book at all. So this one is another gothic historical, perfect for fans of Sherlock Holmes and Jonathan Creek. In 1888 Edinburgh, a violinist is brutally killed in his home. Black magic symbols cover the walls. The dead man's maid swears they heard 3 musicians playing before the murder. There's no way in or out of this locked practice room. The puzzle makes no sense. This also sounds really good. This whole video is just gonna be me being like, oh my god, this sounds so good. I will keep that one. I love a gothic murder mystery. Empire of Sand, this one I'm going to take off. I actually owned this book and I unhauled it, so we're gonna take that one off. Longborn by Joe Baker. Is this Pride and Prejudice related? The blurb here says, a reimagining of Pride and Prejudice from the point of view of the servants. We're keeping that. That sounds amazing. The rating is a little low, but what I've learned in reading a lot of Pride and Prejudice retellings, reimaginings, they're frequently rated low because people hold Pride and Prejudice very sacred, and a lot of times they don't like to see Miss Austen's works messed with. I do. I love a reimagining, so I'm gonna keep this one. That sounds great. Wolfsong, TJ Klune, I DNF'd that, so we will take that one off. The Winter King by C.L. Wilson. This looks like a fantasy romance. I do love this cover. That might be controversial. I love a cover like this. I think I've always wanted to read this because this is kind of like more of an OG fantasy romance, romantasy. C.L. Wilson has been writing romantasies since way before romantasy was a thing. So I'm gonna keep this. I have always been intrigued by one of her books. Okay, The Bird and the Sword by Amy Harmon. This one I'm gonna take off. This is another one that I like read the first chapter and I wasn't super into it. Princess of Dorsa by Eliza Andrews. It looks gay. Okay, it is sapphic, about a princess and an assassin. We're keeping it. We're keeping it. Also, the rating is very high. Excuse me? Lesbian Game of Thrones? I'm sold. I'm sold. Wait, I have to check if this has an audiobook. Pause momentarily. Okay, it does. The odds of me reading a book that have no audiobook dwindle, so we're gonna keep that. Empress of Forever by Max Gladstone. Max Gladstone is one of the co-authors of This Is How You Lose the Time War, which is one of my all-time favorite books, but I've never read one of his standalone books. He has a bunch. This one is a feminist Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's sci-fi. Ugh. Jump scare. Jump scare for Elon Musk mention. Okay, it's about an innovator who is the rival of Steve Jobs, or Elon Musk. Guardians of the Galaxy crossed with Star Wars and spiced with sensibility and spirit. I will keep it. I've always wanted to read one of his books, and from what I remember, he has like a very long running series, and then he has a few standalones, and this is one of his standalones, and I feel like I'd be more likely to try this one. We'll keep that for now. Okay, Flesh by Kylie Scott. Zombies. Oh my god, it's zombie smut. Okay, I remember why I added this now. It's sparking a memory. I think there's a review that sold me on it. Yes, here it is. A smutty version of The Walking Dead where Rick and Daryl share a girlfriend. I read that and I said, don't mind if I do. For anyone who doesn't know, The Walking Dead is my all-time favorite show, so we will keep that one for reasons. Rosewater by Today Thompson, who I've read from before. This one is a sci-fi. A community formed around the edges of a mysterious alien biodome. Ooh, wait, I like this cover better. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this one off. I just think the odds of me reading that realistically are kind of low. Rapsotic by Laura Thalassa, I'm taking off. I have just heard one too many negative things about that series, so I actually think I did unhaul it. I had a copy, and then I'm pretty sure I unhauled it. If not, I will. My intention was to. Strange Practice by Vivian Shaw. I believe this is another historical Gothic book. However, Sarah read this one recently and did not like it. So I think I'm gonna take this one off. Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This one I'm gonna keep. I've always wanted to read this. This is her vampire horror book that takes place in Mexico. Sounds very good. I am a little hit or miss with her books, but she's an author who I feel like all of her concepts and ideas just sound so good to me. Next, this Tilly Cole book we are taking off. I will not be reading a book by an author who wrote a triple K romance. What? Oh my god, this is so depressing. Rebecca Roanhorse, the third book in her Sixth World series. When are we gonna see her? Where is it at? The first two books I loved. I really, really enjoyed these books. They are post-apocalyptic fantasies. I loved them. I really loved them. As you can see, book 2 came out in 2019, so. Book 3 is nowhere to be found. Let me see if there's any news about it, any updates. She was asked about the third book in April 2022, and it sounds like the series is on hiatus. It looks like there's been no updates, so I think I'll take this one off. I think that series has been abandoned, which is very unfortunate. Oh my god, another series that might have been abandoned that I'm gonna cry about. Tessa Dare, The Bride Bet. This just keeps getting pushed back so long. It's been like 5 years at this point. This is like my favorite historical romance series, and I'm very sad about it. I will keep that one on my TBR because I know the reason Tessa Dare hasn't published in a long time is because she's been having health issues. So I have hope that someday she will revisit. Ooh, this book I've read. Alice I have read. So I need to change that. Trick by Natalia Jaster. Not a fan of the cover. Oh, it has a new cover. Don't like that one either. It's a fantasy romance. He's a wicked jester. She's a righteous princess. It's forbidden love. Let's see if it has an audiobook. That will be the determining factor. And it does. I'll keep it. Cruel by Trisha Wolfe. Trisha Wolfe wrote a dark romance that I really like, and then another one that I really hate. So I'm a mixed bag with her. All of her dark romances are like between a serial killer and a psychologist, or a serial killer and an FBI agent. Always those kind of vibes, which I think are fun. But a lot of her books do not have audiobooks, and this one is one that does not. So I will take it off. I'm just being very realistic with myself. It takes a lot for me to read a book with my eyeballs and not via audio. Next, we have The Dark Tide. This one I know is YA, and I'm not sure that I want to read this. Also, the rating is like really low. I'm just gonna take this one off. I only read like one YA book in a whole year. Someday, I'm also gonna take off. I unhauled this. This was on my TBR tackle, but I read the first couple of chapters and I just wasn't into the writing style. The Lights of Prague. I think that this is a vampire book. For readers of V.E. Schwab and The Witcher, science and magic clash in a gaslight era Prague. That sounds great. It does have kind of a low rating, but it just sounds really interesting. I don't know that I've ever read a book that takes place in Prague. And I love a vampire book and a gaslight fantasy. Gaslight fantasy? I don't know that I want to read a gaslight fantasy. I don't want to be gaslit. The Rose. This one I did unhaul. If you remember from one of my unhaul videos from last year, I read a couple pages of this, and this was the one where the girl was like having sex with all these ancient Greek gods. However, I actually tried reading it and the writing was so bad, so I unhauled it. Heartbreak Warfare is another one that I unhauled because there is a co-author in this that I'm not a fan of. I actually didn't know she was a co-author. The Seep by Channa Porter. Trina is a trans woman whose life is irreversibly altered in the wake of a gentle but nothingless world-changing invasion by an alien entity calling itself the Seep. That was a mouthful. But that sounds great. I love aliens. So I'm gonna keep that. It's also only 200 pages. It's a little novella. Sure. Trouble the Saints. This one I unhauled, so we'll get rid of that. Livingston Girls. I think it's young adult, and it's super low rated. Let's take that off. In a Garden Burning Gold by Rory Power, who is an author that I do like. However, I just think I never was really interested in this book. The other two books that I read from her were horrors, and I really liked those. And then this one's a fantasy. I just don't know that I'm interested in a fantasy from her, if I'm being very honest. So I'll take that off. Ikisar Falcon, I'm going to take off because I actually decided to no longer continue that series. Goldilocks by L.R. Lamb. The Earth is in environmental collapse. The future of humanity hangs in the balance, but a team of women prepare to save it, even if they need to steal a spaceship to do it. It's a thriller for fans of The Martian and The Handmaid's Tale. Things compared to The Handmaid's Tale do scare me. I have loved books compared to The Handmaid's Tale, but it scares me. The reviews are bad. The reviews are not great. I'm gonna take it off. I have a lot of other books that sound kind of like that I'm more interested in. Don't Call the Wolf. I do really like this cover. Ugh, it's YA. Although, for fans of Leigh Bardugo and Holly Black, no. I really want to just savor my YA energy for authors that I know that I love. The Unsuitable, a fierce blend of gothic ghost story and Victorian novel of manners that is also pitch perfect for our current cultural moment. Huh? Okay, pitch perfect for a current cultural moment, and then the fact that it came out in 2020 raises my red flags a little bit, because I don't want to read things current for 2020. Please, no. I don't want to read things about the culture of 2020. I'm just gonna take this off. That blurb kind of turned me off. A Whisper in the Dark. A city ruled by vampires, a disgraced princess, a world underground. No, I have other books that sound kind of like that. Okay, Cemetery Boys. I was always kind of interested in this book, but I think the time for me to read this has passed. I'm sure it's great. I think this one's also YA. I really think anything that's YA, I'm just gonna take off. Dark Prince. He's a predator in the night, cold, ruthless, hungry. She's the prey that can't stay away. Pass. Okay, this Laura Thalassa book I will keep. This one I think is post-apocalyptic. Oh, hi! You wanna show everyone your donut? Loki had surgery, so he has to wear this donut. So I'm gonna keep this Laura Thalassa. Crave is going away. Reborn Yesterday by Tessa Bailey. No, I honestly think I'm done with Tessa Bailey. Same with Katie Robert. I'm not interested in her anymore. Okay, I think instead of deleting them one at a time, I'm gonna wait until we get to the end of the page and then I'll go back and delete them. Okay, it looks like coming up, I have a lot of romance books that I just like add. Don't even know what they're about. Let's find out. I've never read a Tia Louise. Okay, He's My Best Friend's Older Brother. Second Chance Military. No. No thank you. Gravity of Us by Brittany C. Cherry I will keep. Okay, Take a Chance on Me. It's book 6 in a series that I've never read before, so we'll just get rid of that. A Golden Fury is young adult, so no. Bloodlust. Oh, this looks like a motorcycle club romance, which isn't super my thing. I love being the VP of Royal Bastards MC. It's my calling, and so was the Bloodlust. I want her. No. 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 King's Castle. Hayden came to find her sister, not a man, but one look at King has all her female parts kicking into high gear. Why'd you phrase it like that? Has all her female parts kicking into high gear? No. I don't like how that's phrased. Bad Liar, I'm gonna take off because I unhauled that one. Once and Future Wishes, I'm taking off. I DNF'd that, actually. I really did not like that book. Sweet Mercy, that one I unhauled. That one will be taken off. Tempt Me, this one I also unhauled, so we'll take that off. We're taking off Cora Riley. I don't know what these are. These are both by the same author. It's a modern retelling of the Greek Minotaur myth. Now this one, If You're Sapphic, I'll Keep You. His, no. Anytime I'm reading the synopsis of a book that I think could possibly be sapphic and I see he or him, get him out of here. Bullseye, I unhauled. I read a page out of it and I did not like what I saw. The Fate of Stars. Ooh, lesbian. Oh my god, are these lesbian mermaids? A devout mermaid, a disgraced princess. Yes. 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 Let's keep it. Love the sound of that. I'm gonna be very honest. Everything in this little section right here, none of that is interesting me. None of that looks interesting to me anymore. So we'll just get rid of all of that. I don't even want to click them and open them. Boyfriend material, I've never actually been super interested in, so I'll get rid of that. This one, by Grace Draven, I will keep, because I love Grace Draven. And this sounds super cool. This one seems like it's a gas lamp, steampunk romance. I also don't love the looks of these two, so. Let me go through and delete all the ones I just said, which is actually quite a lot. Unconquerable Sun by Kate Elliott. Gender swapped Alexander the Great on an interstellar scale. Princess Leia? Excuse me. Oh. I thought they named the character in the book Princess Leia and I was like, how dare you? They're comparing it. Okay, take the brilliance and cunning courage of Princess Leia, add in a dazzling futuristic setting where pop culture and propaganda are one and the same. Okay, that sounds good. I was about to be offended that they were naming a character Princess Leia, but they're comparing. That's fine. That's acceptable. Okay, Where the Devil Says Goodnight. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay. Forgive me, Father, for I will sin. Me every night. Adam, Catholic priest, celibate, does not yield to temptation. Emil, sinner, seducer, snake. hot as hell itself. Let's look at the themes. Oh, it's MM, okay. Themes: occult, witchcraft, Slavic superstition and myth, folklore, priest, forbidden love, hurt, comfort, metalhead, little town, temptation, religion, paganism, cult, old gods, possession, demons, magic, homophobia, bigotry, prejudice, coming out, fish out of water, soulmates, mysterious man, tease, and denial. You know, I'm intrigued. We'll keep that one. His Human Nanny. Ooh, a curvy girl romance. Love it. Okay. This is looks like an alien romance with a curvy girl heroine. Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep it. Oh, this one I've read, so I need to change that. Reaper of Souls. I think I'm gonna take this one off. This is book 2. Can't tell you what book 1 was. I know I read it. Don't remember. The Conductors I'm keeping. In the Ravenous Dark. What is that? Pansexual blood mage reluctantly teams up with an undead spirit to start a rebellion among the living and dead. It's queer. Okay, that sounds good. It is YA, but this sounds good. Polyamorous blood mage. Okay, I'll keep this one. That is a YA book that intrigues me. Darling by Kate Ingram, who I love. I think I'll keep this one. Another YA that I think I'll keep because I've given 2 of Kate Ingram's books 5 stars. The Wicker King and The Weight of Stars. I love them. This is a reimagining of Peter Pan, which doesn't super excite me, but I love Kate Ingram, so I'll keep that. The Ever Cruel Kingdom by Rin Chapeko. This is book 2 in a series that I don't think I'm continuing, so I'll take that one off. Persephone Station. It is a space opera for fans of The Mandalorian and Cowboy Bebop. So it's like a Western sci-fi. Unpopular opinion, I don't actually like The Mandalorian. Despite the fact that I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I love Pedro Pascal, and I love Baby Yoda, Grogu, I don't actually like The Mandalorian. Something about like Westerns just don't super intrigue me, so I think I'll take that one off. Breaking Character by Lee Winter, who I know is a lesbian romance author. This one is about an A-list actress. America's Most Hatest Villain stars in top-rated TV medical drama. Oh my god, it's like giving actress on Grey's Anatomy and her co-star. Sign me up. Sign me up. The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. This one is about a sorceress who practices magic in secret, terrified of the day that she will be locked in a marital collar that will cut off her powers to protect her unborn children. What? In a stroke of luck, she finds a grimoire that contains the key to becoming a magus. But before she can purchase it, a rival sorceress swindles the book right out of her hands. This sounds really good. We're keeping this one. Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay. I've read 2 books from him. I'm a little iffy on him. Oh, I've read 3. I've read 3 books by him. In a matter of weeks, Massachusetts has been overrun by an insidious rabies-like virus. Oh, this one's zombies. You know, I'll keep it. I love zombies, so we'll keep it. Plain Bad Heroines, I read, so I need to change that. Gifting Me to His Best Friend, I've also read. Penelope Douglas, we're getting rid of. The Care and Feeding of what is my brain reading? The Care and Feeding of Waspish Widows. I don't know why that was hard to say. I will keep this one. Sapphic historical romance. I read the first book in this series, Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics, and I enjoyed it. Blackheart Knights. Imagine Camelot, but in Gotham. Oh my god, look at this cover. It's a medieval knight on a motorcycle. I don't need to hear any more. That sounds amazing. It's also sapphic? Okay, wait, let's read more. A city where knights are the celebrities of the day, riding on motorbikes instead of horses and competing in televised fights for fame and money. This sounds so good. Okay, yeah, we're keeping that. What? That sounds so good. Dear Laura, this is a horror novella. Every year on her birthday, Laura gets a letter from a stranger. That stranger claims to know the whereabouts of her missing friend Bobby, but there's a catch. He'll only tell her what he knows in exchange for something personal. So begins Laura's sordid relationship with her new pen pal. Her quest for closure will push her to bizarre acts of humiliation and harm. Scary. Okay, I'll keep that. It's kind of reminding me of like Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke vibes. In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, I'm gonna take off. Not a big Christina Lauren fan. The Burning God, this is the third book in the Poppy War, which I don't think I will be continuing that series, so we'll take that off. One by One by Ruth Ware. I've read a Ruth Ware book and I wasn't very impressed, so I don't think I'm super interested in her. The Mask of Mirrors. Ren is a con artist who has come to the sparkling city of Nadezra with one goal, to trick her way into a noble house, securing her fortune and her sister's future. But as she's drawn into the Lee world of House Trementis, she realizes her masquerade is just one of many surrounding her. And as nightmare magic begins to weave its way through the city of dreams, the poisonous feud of its aristocrats and the shadowy dangers of its impoverished underbelly become tangled, with Ren at their heart. That sounds pretty good. Oh, the reviews are really good too. The ratings are pretty good. I like the sound of that. Let's keep that. We Play Ourselves. Oh, I love this cover. Oh my God, love this cover. After a humiliating scandal, a young writer flees to the West Coast to start over, where she is drawn into the morally ambiguous orbit of a charismatic filmmaker and the teenage girls who are her next subjects. It is lesbian. That sounds interesting. I love this cover. We'll keep that one. Malice, I unhauled, so I'll remove that one. The Jasmine Throne. I'm gonna keep this one because I have actually heard very good things about this, so I'll keep that. The Night Will Find Us. A supernatural thriller. 6 teenagers attempt to survive the horrors, both human and supernatural. They haunt them as they try to escape a seemingly infinite forest where far older, crueler things wait for them with plans of their own. That sounds really good. I love, love, love horror in like a forest or something that you can't escape. Like very much Blair Witch vibes. The rating is very low, but that does not really faze me when it comes to horror, so I will keep that. Skeleton King by Charity B. In this town, I'm free from shame, a place where everyone knows my name. Oh my God, is this a riddle? In this town, I'm free from shame, a place where everyone knows my name. Glamorizing corpses to feed a need, that's why they call me Skeleton King. They all worship me, but they don't know the real me. All they see is my painted face. Oh, it stopped turning into a rhyme. I got excited. I thought the whole synopsis was a rhyme. Truth is, I'm terrified. All the hope inside me died. Death and cold will forever be my morbid fate. Then she showed me something more. Somehow, stealing death's allure. She tried to bring it back to the rhyme at the end. This is the darkest book I've ever read. That's scary. Necrophilia. Necrophilia. I'm scared. Let's get out of here. No, thank you. The Familiar by Amy Engel, who I have read from before. A spellbinding story of a mother with nothing left to lose who sets out on an all-consuming quest for justice after her daughter is murdered on the town playground. No. Ooh, Sword of Kaigen, keeping, absolutely keeping. Which I can't believe I've had this on my TBR since 2020. Blood Over Brighthaven is probably my favorite book of this year so far, so I'm definitely keeping. Now that I deleted all of those, that brought my want to read shelf to 1,300. I think that's good progress for today, so I think I'm gonna stop here. I've been doing this for like 3 hours, but as you can see, I have so much more left to go through. So let me know in the comments if you would like me to do a part 2. This could actually be like a recurring thing that I do every once in a while because it's gonna take multiple times of doing this to get through this entire want to read list. So if you want me to do more of these, leave me a comment, let me know, or just leave a little book emoji in the comments so I will know you want me to keep making more of these. Also, use this as your sign to go clean out your Goodreads. I actually found a lot of books in here that I am like newly excited about that I totally did not have on my radar at all anymore. So this was very good. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe and check out my Patreon where I post tons of exclusive content. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!